right here.
Yeah.
Am I getting paid for this?
You don't save scale, man. Okay.
Are you used to the camera, Nick?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm okay. I'll be all right. I'm not sure which one to look at, though. There's two of them there.
No, you don't have to
You
just gotta talk natural.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you look
I
a
got
little
you.
nervous. You're folding your arms.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm nervous because the guy came in and yelled at us.
Oh man, don't worry about that, man. That's not a problem.
Well, the girl came in already and had basically said.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, what we're doing is doing an interview for Athletes for Autism. Nick, give us your full name. Spell your last name, please.
Nick Pereira. The last name is P-E-R-E-R-A.
And you are a player with the Milwaukee Waves soccer team.
That's right.
What's your position on the team?
I'm a center forward.
How long you been with the
This
Wave?
is going to be my third year for the Wave.
Third year for the Wave.
Yeah.
What do you guys predict for your season?
Should be good. We won a championship my first year. Last year we lost in the semis in the last second. So hopefully this year we win another championship. That's what we're going for.
Good. I hope you guys have a successful season ahead of you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Athletes for Autism, one of the reasons we're here is we are called Athletes for Autism, and one of the focuses for the A for A is to get athletes personally involved in the opportunities that we're offering in order to bring awareness to autism. As an athlete, one of the things that is very personal to your relation is the fact that your family has been affected by autism, by having a family member with autism. Now, it's one thing for individuals to recite statistics about autism, and it's another thing to be able to live it firsthand. And as a person that has lived with autism with a sibling, one of the questions we have is, what are some of the things that has affected you in regards to your awareness in autism, how you dealt with it as, not as an athlete, but as a sibling, and as somebody who wants to make a difference in making autistic issues aware?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is that, anytime that it happens in your family, obviously you have a personal connection to it, you want to make a difference to it. Very often that kind of ends at, I want to make a difference, and a lot of people will just say that. But like anything, you grow up with a brother who's autistic, and for you it's normal, because I only have one brother, and that's Lucas, and he's autistic. So what happened in our family was the norm. I didn't really know what it was like to have a different kind of brother, and that was the way it was. I grew up in Europe, where the healthcare is it's far, far inferior to what it is here. So we grew up in a situation where schooling was obviously a little bit different, and he's nonverbal, so he has to be he's usually a one-to-one or with another teacher. So we came to the U.S., and that was kind of a big step for us and for him too. I think as an athlete, a lot of times you kind of have the opportunity to promote it a little bit more and hopefully gain some more awareness because of maybe who you are or the circles that follow you. So that's kind of where I want to go with it, and it looks like that's what the organization's trying to do, and just kind of raise awareness and hopefully make it to where there's some significant difference, and we can actually help some kids here.
Very well, very well. Now, as an athlete, you realize, like you said, you have a little more better awareness to it. How do you feel athletes as a whole? Because again, there's a lot of different causes out here that a lot of people kind of rally behind. Autism is one of those things. It's pretty much indiscriminate. It can happen to anybody, and statistics show that it's happening more and more frequently. And a lot of people are actually not necessarily diagnosed with autism, and they're living with autism. I think it's important, because athletes have such a public persona. What do you think athletes can do specifically to help bring awareness to autism, or bring even more athletes involved in the cause?
Well, like I said, when you're personally afflicted by it, it makes a big difference, and you're going to want to do it. But I think that the beautiful thing about autism is that the kids that are afflicted, or the people that are afflicted by autism, remain very, they're people in society. They still coexist, and they're part of our society. very often I know that there's a lot of athletes that don't like to do some things with certain charities or certain events because it's really kind of difficult to do. You have to go into a hospital, you've got to go visit a kid who's really not well, and it can be very difficult on you and difficult for the family, and it can be a really troubling thing. However, autistic kids very often you find are going to be extremely happy kids. They're always, and actually the connection you can form with an autistic kid is very, very strong. I mean, the bond that you can form. So I think it's really a rewarding thing. So I think it's something that if athletes could get behind, I think it's intrinsically rewarding, as well as obviously there's going to be a reward for the kids and there's going to be a reward for what we're trying to do. The difficulty is, of course, as you said, that there's a lot of charities, a lot of things, a lot of people have different preferences of doing things, but I think that autism is something that the cause is still sort of unknown. There's a lot of in-betweens. There's a lot of things people say that it's one thing, other people say it's another, and I think it's something that in the next 10 years is going to come to the forefront of society, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Good. Now, as a big brother, you with your younger brother, Lucas, right?
Yeah.
It's Christmas time, and even though you could probably wish for anything, if you had to take this cause, autism, and let's project somewhere down the line, let's say all the athletes get behind it, let's say all the resources get behind in finding treatments, cures, and not necessarily cure, but there's a variety of different treatments that is being found every day, where T-cell re-engineering, different things that can help future kids either prevent autism. It's almost like we eliminated polio at one time.
Right.
Once these things are available to us, if you can look down the future and hope for not only your brother but anybody who could possibly be afflicted by autism, what would you hope is the end to all this stuff?
I think a realistic hope, I mean, the hope would be that obviously we could say there's an end to it. I mean, but I'm not sure that that's a realistic hope. I think the realistic hope would be that we could diagnose it quicker and provide better treatment to the kids who are afflicted, in terms of them having a secure haven for them to coexist, to be in society, and have it be where the parents who have these children are offered programs, maybe to state programs or something like that they can actually financially be secure enough to give them the proper treatment, and not just that, but hopefully that they can have schools that are specific for them. So I think it's a question of a paradigm shift of saying, okay, these kids don't need to go to regular high schools. They should have their own things that they can do without feeling discriminated. They should have their own programs that they can be a part of without having to feel like it's like down in the cellar. It's got to be something that is a real care for these kids. I think that's a realistic goal, that in the next 20, 25 years we could strive to, that society would put them not on a step down, but on an equal pedestal, and have it be a care program that's really beneficial to them.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully this would be the last question. Hopefully this one would be the one that would go viral. Now imagine you can speak to all the kids who suffer from autism right now, either as a big brother or a professional athlete or somebody they can look up to. What would you have to say to them if they can not only hear but understand what you have to say right now?
I suppose I think that I would say something like,
imagine you talking directly to them.
Yeah, it would be like, we're there for you kind of thing. It's like, I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding about autistic kids because they're like inwards. It's an inward thing that they go inside, and a lot of society kind of makes it that they don't understand them, so they think it's something wrong and they're trying to alienate themselves. I think it's like we understand that, I understand my brother, that we know what's going on in his head most of the time, and we understand him and we can feel for him. And it's not so much anymore, it's not so much anymore about, where do we hide these people? It's now like, how can we help you? I think that's the real thing, is how can we help you? How can we make you guys a priority, and how can we give you the best quality of life that we can?
Okay. Now, I'm that autistic kid.
Okay.
And this is your Mean Joe Green moment. Okay. Yeah, this little young for Mean Joe Green in the Coca-Cola commercial when it's before your time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anyway, this is your moment where you're talking to me, the kid.
Okay.
And you want to say something, I mean, just pointing to me. It's like, hey, you see an autistic kid, and he's like, hi, Mr. Nick, I'm your biggest fan. And you want to give him that word of encouragement. I have autism, and what do you have to say?
It's a tough one. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Live life. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. When an autistic kid smiles, you know it's a real smile. It's not fake. So it's, find joy. I mean, when my brother smiles, it's like the happiest thing in the world. It's a heartwarming moment. So just stay happy. I mean, it's hard to know always what's happening inside, but be happy.
Okay. All right. That's good enough. That's
good to go?
Good enough.
Anything with athletes for autism, or?
Let me just get. Oh yeah.
That's what you're here for.
But for athletes, in regards to athletes for autism, again, we're trying to get athletes involved in this organization. What do you think, if you could speak to other athletes about their involvement for?
I think that it's a great cause. From a personal standpoint, I'd love to, anything that's dealing with autism, I want to be a part of. Obviously, as an athlete, it's a great opportunity for me, and I think that the motto of the company to give these kids an athletic sort of an exercise that can help them in what they're doing, not only socially but also mentally and psychologically, physically, I think that's really important. And obviously, as an athlete, you center your world around sports, and that's the world that I know. And I think that that's a great place for autistic kids to find an avenue, to find something to do, to release tension, to release stress, to enjoy themselves. So I think it's huge.
Okay. So let's do a shameless plug. Let's see if we can encourage other athletes to get involved. What would you say to them? Hey, guys.
Guys, this is a great cause. We've got autistic kids. We've got a great opportunity to give them an avenue to work out, an avenue to express themselves through sports, and I don't see that there's no harm in it. Nothing bad is going to come of it. It can only be good. It's only positive. The more we get, the more that we can promote, the more it's going to help. I don't see it being a negative plug. There's no way that you can flip this negatively.
You just want to say that you recommend that other people get involved in athletes for autism? I
recommend that as many athletes as we can get on board for athletes to autism. Let's get them on board.
Thanks. Yep, that's good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Can I just get a shot of you? Just really nice smile, just sitting right there.
Sure.
Great smile.
Thank you.
Great.